Hello. How are you?
I am
Talking to
good.
you.
I'm sorry. I think there was a little bit of a lag there, so this is
Well,
going to be fun.
hello to everyone listening as well. Welcome to our inaugural episode of Haunted Hearts, where we are going to talk about ghosts and mostly ghost romances.
Yes.
Um, my name is Robin, and this is my very best friend of years.
Mm-hmm. I'm Shannon.
Um, and we have been reading romance since I found a book on my mother's bookshelf called Louisiana Dawn. That's circa what,
Four?
4, something like that. We'll have to check the publication year, but it was right around then. So I would have been 13 or 14, and she would have been 12 or 13. Long time romance readers. We love a ghost romance. We love a time travel. I personally love a time travel romance, but we may have to throw some of those in there too. But
Yeah, I'm the ghost girl. I'm the ghost girly. She's the time travel girly.
I love time
And here
travel
we are.
romance. Yeah, and so here we are. This is obviously a lifelong love of ours that we share with a lot of lovely friends. And we wanted to specifically talk about ghost romances because that is a very particular niche of a niche genre. So I think it'll be super fun.
I was recently on a trip and at a bookstore with some friends, and I found a book that was about a ghost romance, and I was like, "Oh, goody." And then I opened the book, and there was a list of 10 more ghost romances. And I was like, oh my God, it's a whole collection. I have to have them all. And then I realized that the
Like
very first
Pokemon.
book in that yes, I have to collect them all. Uh, and then I realized that the very first book in that collection was the book that launched all of my ghost ships.
Your
Like,
literal
it was
1,000
the book.
ships.
It's the one that launched them all. And I was like, well, this is important. This is life altering.
Right.
And maybe we should bring people along for the ride.
But we'll bring people along for this journey. Um, so what is that book that launched 1,000 ships so that everybody knows the first book that we're going to be talking about?
So that is Stardust of Yesterday by Lynn Kurland.
Your beloved Kendrick.
I do love it. I do love it. I have not read it I have reread it a lot, but it is a book that I reread like portions of, not necessarily the whole book. And that means I make no promises. It is from 1996, and I think you can tell.
Yeah, a lot of these books, the first ones that we're going to be talking about, are from a series called Haunting Hearts. I don't know that it had any like through line other than ghosts, but most of them were published in the early to mid 90s, right?
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's 96 to 2001, but I really think it
okay,
petered off there at the end.
yeah. So they may indeed be products of their time. Many of them we have not read before. So we don't know exactly what we're getting into. So there may be some things that we have to confront or discuss
The first
why
of
we
which,
don't do that anymore.
yeah, the first of which is that they are all, I think, by white women.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I think that all of these are written by white women. So that's just a thing to think about.
Right, and we do want to branch out beyond this Haunting Hearts series. So we want to make sure that we are including other authors in this. But this particular series, that is just a quick heads up. We're going to work through it, and then we're going to take your suggestions for ghost romances, and we're going to find other ones, and then maybe we'll even read things that are ghost romances that aren't technically just romance novels, if there's any interest in that. We'll see where we go. I know. What will you do reading a
I don't read
non-romance?
anything but romance.
Well, I mean, there's romance in the Locked Tomb books,
No, I'm here for it. I'm gonna give it a shot.
and there's
I
plenty of
make no
ghosts and
promises.
necromancy and all sorts of weird things. um,
Excited.
my other sort of genres, just as an introduction, I do love fantasy and space opera, particularly. My other great love is Star Wars, and I was a big Star Wars Legends fan. Read a lot of fan fiction, um, you know. So uh, big on romance in everything, honestly. Um, so why don't we do a little bit? We've talked a little bit about ourselves, and we are going to get into a lot of this further, and we're going to get into books in our next episode. But just to give you a little background about who we are and how we came to this, and all of that good stuff. So, Shannon, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, not necessarily related to romance, but who you are, what you do, where you, who, how you interact with the community, that kind of thing.
Um, at this point in my life, it is a little bit difficult to not include romance. But that's okay. I am Robin and I have been friends for had a million years, and we live together. We work together. We are the human embodiment of a Nora Roberts trilogy. We are both florists, specifically wedding florists and event florists. So that's the full-time gig, but I am also an illustrator, an artist, and my romance is my like romance and art are my two big passions. So I have been lucky enough to work for some romance authors and hope to continue to do that. Uh, and that I think is me.
Okay. Um, as Shannon mentioned, we have been friends for umpteen million years. Our parents were friends and our grandparents were friends before that. So her brother married my sister. So we
Yes.
share nieces and nephews. They are no longer together, but we have maintained this beautiful familial sibling relationship. So that is really, really great. I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I've lived in London, Paris, Los Angeles, and then moved back to Atlanta. I've been in weddings for 21 years, I think I figured out the other day. I've done planning. Yeah, I was like, what does that math work out to? Um, I've done planning, but primarily design and florals. My other great passion is anything historical romance. Is it a K drama? Great, I'll watch it if it's set in some other time. Is it Downton Abbey? How many times have I seen the main series? Like maybe countless. Um, so you know, sci-fi, period dramas, all those kinds of things. I also am really into perfumes at the moment. So I have a channel where I talk about perfumes if you're at all interested in that. And the other thing I love are cats,
Yes.
which
I do think we should probably mention that we have in this house 2 dogs and 5 cats.
five cats.
And
Yes.
so there will be noise.
Yes. And if you're watching one of these recordings, you will probably get a cat tail every so often as they
Yep.
walk across the desk.
Yep.
Happens in
A
my
dog
meetings.
a dog is going to bark.
Yep.
They
That
just
is
are.
just what living here is like. They are. I don't have human children. I have fur children. So, um, I think that the way that we want to sort of talk about these books moving forward, and correct me if I'm missing anything, but obviously we want to talk about the romance of them because that is the point, but also why the ghost trope is so interesting and how people resolve it in different ways because obviously that is the problem. There could be no other problems to them being together in that book, but one of them is dead.
Yeah, and we'll see as we get into this particular collection that like there are two kinds. There is where like one of your main characters is a dead, is dead. And then there are ghost
Dead.
romances where dead 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 dead. But then there are ghost romances where it's just like there is a side character. There's like you know, a side character who's ghosting around, just
Like a
full
ghost
specter.
mentor.
Yeah, yeah. So my preference is always that the romance is between at least one ghost. Two ghosts? I haven't read that. I would be interested in reading that. But
Yeah, if anybody knows a book that is a two ghost romance, please let me know.
I need it in my life. Um, am also ready to consult if an author is willing to write that.
Yes. Yes.
Here for
I
that.
also have been thinking about time travel romance a lot because I love it so much. And I would be interested in seeing two people from the same time period that end up in a different time period and how that dynamic is different because
Mm,
then they're both fish out of water rather
yes. Yeah.
than, I'd be interested in that. So, hit us up if if y'all know of anything.
Yeah. So people know that I love ghost romance and they'll be like, "Here, this one's ghosts." And it will then be like it's, you know, they're in a house that is haunted. It's two people both alive with a haunted house and a ghost. And that is awesome. I still love it, but it isn't my catnip. It does not make me roll around on the floor with the book super excited like a cat.
Right. Because
Um
you need one of them to be dead.
yeah, I don't know what this says about me as a person and my probably says quite a lot about my romantic future, but uh
These are not dead inside.
I am
They're
not
just
dead
physically
inside,
dead. They're not spiritually dead.
right? So those are my favorite, and that I have not yet reread our first book, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I haven't read I have reread this book several times in my youth. I think I probably read it the year it was published, which I think was what, 96?
I think that is correct. Yes,
I think I was reading in 96, 97, and I have read it several times in the intervening decades, but I have not read it in at least a decade. So I'm going to be very interested to see how I feel about it now, as opposed to the love I had for it then. I loved it. I didn't love it as much as you did. I mean, it didn't change my soul in the way that it did for you, but I did really.
that's one of the reasons I'm excited to read it in this, and not just read it like to consume, but read it to like, why is this the book that started this weird love? Like, I don't know. It's a weird, you know, it,
I mean, it
it's
can't
not
be
a
that
trope.
weird of a trope.
Like,
I mean, it is kind of a trope.
I guess so, but it's not. I mean, I have been for at least 5 years, like trying to like collect ghost romance. And you'd be surprised. I don't find that many, really. So, what is it about the 90s that gave us so many? And why was it somewhere in time?
Travel romance.
I know. I know.
That's what changed my
But I
brain
think,
chemistry.
but, but I think that this is all, I think it's all connected. Like the time
It's all
travel,
connected.
the, the ghost. I do think, you know, oh, maybe we should do an episode where we watch Casper.
Yes, I was so in love with Devon Sawa in that film. As a, I don't know
Who,
how old would
who
I have
among
been?
us,
13,
yeah,
right?
who among us was
What
not?
what year was that? I have to look it up really quickly because now I need to know. 1995. So I was 14. So yeah,
The
I
90s,
was the
man.
target. I was the target
Right?
demographic for that. Hmm. And
Definitely.
my
We
grandmother
certainly were.
loved Somewhere in Time. What?
Just, yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother loved Somewhere in Time. So we watched that and listened to the score on cassette tape in her car. And I think that really was where like this sort of thing started for me. Christopher Reeve was so handsome and charming, and like, oh my god, Jane Seymour is beautiful. And who does I still want to go to the Grand Hotel. Like, Grand Hotel? No, that's the Spanish series. What is the name of that place?
I think it is the Grand, isn't it?
Well, now I'm doubting myself. Um
Um, I don't
Grand
know.
Hotel
There
is
was a great
also a great turn of the century Spanish murder mystery romance that I watched one time. So, confused about whether my brain is conflating two things. It also takes place in a hotel, obviously. Yes, it's the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island.
yes,
Yes,
it is.
I still want to go there. Maybe we can do
Yes.
a podcast trip. We'll meet up with some
Yeah.
listeners and go to
Can
Mackinac.
the city of Mackinac please sponsor us? Thanks. Appreciate you.
Ooh, we could do a ghost tour. We could do a romance tour. We could do a romance ghost tour.
Oh my gosh. We should do a ghost tour. Because there are going to be, I am now predicting
Always.
there's going to be multiple seasons of this podcast. And that I think each
Yeah.
season we should go on a ghost tour.
Yes. Yes. One of my best friends just moved to Colorado, so we can visit her and go to the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah.
We'll just do romantic ghost locations across the world. So, yeah, let us know if you're
Let's do
interested in
it.
that. um, so I think moving forward, we're really looking forward to getting into these and chatting with you guys about these books, chatting with each other. I mean, obviously, we can chat with each other in the living room, but I think it's going to be a lot more fun to have other people involved in that. So I kind of want this to be sort of collaborative with our audience, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping we can have some guests so that we are not sick of each other, since we do live together, work together, and now
I'm sure,
podcast together.
right? I'm sure amongst our friends, both romance friends and non romance friends, we could find someone to talk about ghosts and romance with us.
Yeah. Let's do that's got to happen.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. And I think we also probably, since we are technically a ghost podcast, we need to do a Halloween episode.
Oh, yes. That is a thing that will be happening. Obviously, we have big, big plans. This is not the first
Yes.
time we were talking about it at all.
No, no, not at all. I mean, no,
Mm, mm.
not at all. But see, I feel like I live ghosts year round, right? So ghosts are always in my heart. I'm always thinking about hauntings, and I'm always looking for new.
Robin,
Um, what?
we do have haunted hearts.
We do have haunted hearts. You're right. We do. Uh, I mean, I like to wear my little ghosties like year round. Here, are you wearing your little ghosties too? Yay!
I am.
Um,
I am.
I was in fact looking through my earrings the other day, and I mostly have Halloween and ghost and black cat related earrings. So
Yeah. Well, we are who we are, and knowing yourself is half the
know
battle.
thyself, right? So I think that's probably, if you guys have any questions, shoot us an email.
We
We'll
are
put all of that.
super excited. Yes.
Yep. We will put emails and socials in the show notes, and hit us up there. And we can't wait to talk about this.
Till next time. Boo.
Bye. Ah! Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.